Welcome to Bump Slide Thursday mornings with Luann and Tim. So happy you're with us this morning. The big story is the weather.
Isn't it awful?
Fog
awful.
advisory. And at this time of the year, because everything's, the air is so heavy and damp, the fog is actually clouds and they're so low, they stay throughout most of the day. And we have a heavy rain watch in effect too. You're welcome.
Did you want to talk about what happened to you last night?
Oh my.
You're probably just one of many.
Yeah, oh, no doubt, no doubt. My husband Jim's been working on shoveling the roof for like a week, off and on. Couple hours here, a couple hours there, no understanding. Like there's lots of ice layers and never had to do it before. We've been in the house for 10 years. Well, yesterday, went into one of the bedrooms upstairs.
What time of day was that?
4 o'clock.
Okay.
So came in and I looked up and went, oh my. So like a big divot with like the paint came away from the wall and there was water in
your paint actually shriveled and started to
And then walking down the stairs from that room, both sides of the wall doing the same thing.
On the stairwell.
Yeah.
Both sides.
And then in the kitchen, there's a little spot on the roof or on the ceiling, and we have an island, and so like over there, it's also doing that over. Yeah.
Water's coming through.
Oh,
God. It just can't go anywhere else, right?
No.
That's the problem. It's dammed. It's
Right.
Damn ice. Ice dams.
Damned. You know what, too?
No, what too?
Jim was up there for 3 hours.
Again
yesterday? Got everything out of the way. He kind of understands the whole concept of why wood. He said like a beam could have one little divot in it, and it'll make the water go that way. So you think the leak is here and it's over there, and so all of that. So he's shoveling the snow, of course, off of the roof, and it goes into the front walk. It's
You're trapped in your home.
Yes. No front door, mailbox, mail guy, don't even bother.
Don't even.
It's like seriously up to here.
Imagine being a mail person
Right?
on today when like our parking lot, you could skate. Wow.
Thank goodness it's going to get warm, because the ice would be horrific in the city this morning.
Well, we put a metal roof on, but we didn't get around yet. You know how you can do the things
No.
Okay, well, on a metal roof, it's really smooth, right?
Yes.
But you can put these metal things here and there that stop
I've
the
seen those.
snow from
Yes.
coming down.
So it's
like
sort of,
staggered and it stops the snow. We don't have those on there yet. We never got around to that.
Oh, should I maybe?
Because Keith works a lot.
Yeah. Why don't you do it then?
That's what we say. Well, I'm not going up there. Anyway, he doesn't let me. I'm not allowed to do half the things around my house. I renovated that house a lot before I even knew that guy. And then he comes in my life and he's like, no, you don't know how to do stuff. Let me do it. And then he never finishes it. And I just sit there and go, it's all your fault. Anyway. So now what happens?
Update for you.
Now what happens is the ice just can slide like in sheets.
Oh gosh, that's
Because it's
dangerous.
a metal roof.
And you have dogs that are this big.
I know, we're not allowed to leave the dogs outside for any length of time because they can be on the. But last night I got home from rehearsal and I put the dogs out the back door and I looked up, and this much of an overhang, like of solid ice, huge, like a bird, comes sliding off the roof slowly, right? I'm like, and not only that, when that comes down, it's gonna like break my deck and my railing.
Oh.
So a little while later, I let the dogs in. A little while later, boom! You hear this loud noise. I went and looked. Thank goodness, it's all there. You can't get out our back door anymore, like because it's all just 3 feet high.
We're all stranded.
But it didn't break the railing. That's what made me happy. But I got to get out there at some point because the weight on the back deck is terrible.
Well, and you know what? Like our eaves troughs on our garage, because we see it every day.
They all bent?
They're all just like, yeah.
This is what it is,
Well, and the old brewery building downtown.
I'm so sad
Took it all
about that,
down.
Luann.
Yeah, took it down.
I mean, we have these great historic buildings and they just go to rot, and I hate that.
What would you have done?
I would have turned that into a microbrewery with a restaurant.
Oh.
Come on, you got the staff.
So why didn't you then?
I don't have any money.
Oh, there's that.
And it's what I mean. Consider that. That's almost waterfront boardwalk. I mean, that's a beautiful property. And you could have put a patio out the back, looking.
Yeah, and so sell the atmosphere as being, the old brewery.
Take all the bricks out of where the windows used to be and put new windows back in.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been. In my mind, it was beautiful. But you know what? I guess it's just not financially feasible. So now what happens?
I don't
They got to
know.
remove all the bricks and everything. Is the chimney still there? The smokestack?
I don't know yet.
I don't want that to go. I love that.
I think if everything's gone, though, it would be silly to have a smokestack in the middle of downtown. Don't you think?
Don't make me
Just,
snort.
just all by itself? Just standing there.
What? Okay, but what I heard, I remember Justice Veldman, who at one time owned the property. I don't know if he still does. He was talking about, okay, if anybody wants to save the chimney, what we have to do is we may have to take it apart brick by brick, and then rebuild it to make it.
I didn't think there was a chimney or bricks
chimney?
around
You
it.
say chimney?
Chimney. I didn't think there was brick around the chimney.
What is
The
what it's
stack.
made of? The stack
The
itself,
stack.
whatever
Oh,
the stack
okay.
is made of, they would have to disassemble the stack, kind of like they did with the block house that's on the property of the old stone house. They disassembled that piece
Yes.
by piece and they rebuilt
Yes.
it. They would have to do that with the chimney.
Chimney.
With the smokestack from the, what was the name of the brewery?
Northern?
No, it
Brewery?
was different. It was another thing on the side of the chimney. Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls?
Thank you,
What?
Kevin.
Sioux Falls?
Brewery. Yeah, that was what it was
I had
called.
no idea. Sioux Falls?
Yeah, and I think they also made pop at one time. Did they also do soda pop? I could be making that up. They
Sioux
did it.
Falls.
Kevin says they did. Kevin knows everything.
Through the walls of this very sound.
If the walls can talk.
Oh, they do.
It's National Potato
Speak-
Chip Day. What?
Is it?
Do you like potato chips?
You know what? Dark chocolate, like 80% dark chocolate, just a bar, and a bag of Lay's plain chips together.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Have you tried the chocolate dip potato chips yet?
They're they're a
Yeah.
bit too sweet, I find. You can't eat like a
You
whole
have-
bag.
You just dip half the chip.
Oh, I've bought those.
Okay.
I've never made them.
They were.
You've made them?
I didn't make them, but they were served at an event at the machine shop once, and they were for the Chamber of Commerce.
I love the whole sweet and
Awards.
salty thing. Potato chip day. Have some for breakfast.
You know who made them? Chef George Crumb. That's the funny crumb, potato chip crumbs in Sarasota Springs, New York, August 24th, 1853.
Wow, they're old.
Yep.
I hope you didn't get the original bag when
They're
you
not
bought
as old
that.
as popcorn.
Really?
It's Popcorn Lovers Day.
Well, it's just about junk food, isn't
It
it?
is. Guess how old popcorn is?
185.
10,000 years old.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding you. 3,600 BC popcorn.
What? It must have popped on the cob.
In what is now Mexico.
Yeah, it probably got so hot that it popped on the cob, right?
Don't know how it. I don't.
And then
even-
they plucked it off
I
and
kinda
ate
looked
it.
up how it started, but I got bored. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Popcorn. Now, what's older, popcorn or pie? Not pie, like pie, P-I, pie, like the mathematical equation pi. Which do you think came first, popcorn or pie?
Cherry pie? I think pie did.
Pie came around in 212 BC or something like that. So no, popcorn was around longer than pie.
Wow, Mother Nature.
Pi. What does pi say? Pi says ratio. So you know what pi is? That number. What is the?
Like the two lines and the little roof on it.
Yeah, and the number is what? 3.14159, and it goes on for infinity.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It never ends.
Yeah.
In 2004, somebody with a lot of time in their hands, Daniel Tammet, he recited pi to 22,514 digits.
Why?
So he was like, because I told you, he's got a lot of time in his hands and no friends. It's what? Do you know what it is though, pi? Do you know what it really
Yes.
is? What? The number. Well, you know what it represents though?
No.
Okay, so this is the crazy thing. How you use pi is because they teach it to you in math.
Yeah, they
but
do.
Did you ever learn why it's significant?
No, I know.
You have a circle. Mm-hmm. The circumference is the way around it, right?
Yes.
The whole. The diameter
The
is the way
outside
across
of
it.
Right.
The ratio of the circumference to the diameter, depending on, regardless of how big your circle is, the ratio will always be pi.
Oh,
Isn't that cool?
how come I didn't know that? I hate math.
It'll always be 3.14159. Blah 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 blah.
That's why it's so important. I've heard about pi for
Because
so
then,
long and
if you
had no
wanna-
idea.
So if you know the diameter of a circle, then you can know the circumference, and vice versa.
Stop it,
I'm
because
telling
we all
you.
need that in our life. That's why I hate math.
So,
Who cares?
Cheers to Archimedes of Syracuse, who lived from 287 to 212 BC, and he came up with pi. So pie,
Thank-
popcorn, and chips.
Thanks, Archie. Appreciate that.
It's also Einstein's birthday,
Is it?
the theory of relativity, and
Did he like potato chips?
he loved them. And on this day, Stephen Hawking died.
Yes.
The physicist. So isn't that
How
kind
many
of a
years
weird-
ago?
Stephen Hawking. I don't
Do you know?
I didn't write that down.
I think it's like 3 or 4 years.
he was the one who had all those theories about the creation of the universe.
Yes. Interesting how
And that radiation came out of the black holes.
Interesting how the whole circumference goes around
The diameter
and
of the pie
and
is-
because Einstein and Hawking,
isn't it
right?
Einstein?
full,
Oh, there
full
he is.
circle, full circumference, and then the whole pi thing happening. At the same
I
time.
just think it's very
Right.
What a day! Einstein, Stephen Hawking, pi.
What a day!
What a day it is, Luann.
I want to know what Lori Loughlin.
How does she have $1 million for bail?
$1 million.
After paying $500,000 to cheat to get her kids into university, she's still got $1 million left over to get out of jail?
You know what? It's ridiculous. And we were chatting before
Gotta
we
be your
came on
husband's
camera.
money, the
Yeah,
designer.
well, he's a designer. But you were saying
What did I say?
that these parents actually paid to have their children go to a psychologist who then deemed that they had learning disabilities, and then they could do exams in smaller rooms all by themselves, and then people could correct the exams.
Well,
so
yeah.
tell me how you feel as a child
That
your
parents-
parents labeled you dyslexic or having a reading disorder to get you into a university.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the faith,
So
Mom
this
and
whole
Dad.
foundation thing, the singer guy, what a setup.
Soof.
So he's got this psychologist on the payroll.
Mm-hmm.
So the psychologist comes in and says, "Oh, Luann, you know what? We're going to diagnose your child as having a learning disorder, and therefore they have to not take their exam here. They're going to this high school to take their exam, and in that high school, the administrators were on the payroll. They were bribed. They were taking bribes." Can you imagine? What a scam!
Holy, it's far-reaching, and you know what? It's awful.
You know what? I'm just glad I never went to school.
Gee, I wish you had gone to school.
Luann, I have a great show today. Gia Diamond, aka Bobby Hughes, retirement party coming up.
Awesome.
One of the most famous drag queens in this. I just love Bobby. He's here to be interviewed today. And then also, Jack.org University. Talking about universities. There you go. Gonna be a good show. Plus, Luann has the news. All that and more on Mornings with Luann and Tim. All right, here he is, the man, the legend, Mr. Bobby Hughes.
A legend in my own mind.
Exactly. And another legend, Galen Coleman from Memorial.
Thank you. Yay.
Guys, this is a major party for me because these truly are some of my greatest friends in the world.
I know. I
Welcome home, Bobby.
Thank you so much. Thank
You now live in Regina.
Regina.
Why?
Yes.
Why did you leave us?
Because it's the Queen City. You guys say more.
I don't even really know the story about how you started in drag. How did you get into drag?
Honestly, it was a dare.
Here in Sault Ste. Marie or no?
No, it was in Regina.
In Regina?
Yeah, and it was just
How
kind
many
of-
years ago, Bob?
Oh God, 30?
Yeah, okay.
30 years ago.
A dare.
Yeah, and then it just kind of evolved. I became involved in an organization which I met you through in Toronto.
And that was?
That was the court system.
So the court, let's explain this to people,
Sure.
because there's all kinds of different, there's different kinds of drag queens.
Yeah.
You got
It's
your,
true.
You got your club queens who basically perform in the bars for tip money.
Right.
Yeah. Then you got your sort of more female impersonators, like celebrity impersonators, people who do lookalikes, right? Because that's like the lacage thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then you got your like MC drag, people who actually like you
Yeah.
and me can head up shows and hire other impersonators and put shows together, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then you got the whole court system, and that's where it gets really serious.
Yeah.
They have empresses and emperors and courts, and it's all by election and stuff, and you have to run
Yeah.
on platforms and
And
you have
travel.
travel, and you compete in. Oh, and there's the pageant queens too.
And, yeah,
That's a
let's
whole
not
other thing.
forget them.
That's a
Yes,
whole other
yes,
thing.
yes.
Those are the ones who actually compete for like money and prizes, and it's all you have bathing suit competitions, talent competitions.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind.
A lot
evening
more
gown.
in the U.S.
A lot more in the
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
But the court system, not only is it a lot of fun and social, but it's all about fundraising, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So when you've been empress,
Twice.
been an empress twice. In which cities?
Yeah, in Regina.
Weren't you all? But wait a minute. Do you get made honorary empresses too? Because I thought for Pride in
No.
Elliott Lake, weren't you an honorary
Oh,
something?
yes, I was actually. I was Empress.
You were an empress in Elliott Lake for
Empress
Pride.
of Algoma.
The Empress of Algoma.
Yes. Yes.
I thought I smelled something. Okay, so you got involved in the court system?
Yeah. So starting drag was kind of a good medium for me to do stand-up. Because that's kind of really what I wanted to do.
Right.
So it just kind of evolved from there, and then I just started doing it more and more, and did some celebrity stuff.
Were you ever out in British Columbia, Bobby? Did you spend time out there?
Yeah, I lived out there.
How long did you live out there?
I was about 4 years.
Yeah. Okay, so there's also what we call painting, how you do your face, right? And there's all kinds of different techniques to that. I mean, my favorite one, there, you're on the screen right now, Bobby.
Oh.
That's Gia Diamond.
That was actually here. That was Rotary
Pride
Fest Parade.
The Rotary Fest Parade here in the Sioux, and there was the Pride Fest entry.
It was, yeah.
And that was that, look at you.
That was actually taken in the lobby of...
the Grand Theater.
Yeah.
I recognize that lobby.
Yeah. That lounge.
Look at you there. Fabulous. So, okay. You've been doing drag for 30 years. Did you ever have a real cause that was closest to your heart? Did you raise more money for than anything else? Or
Probably HIV and AIDS, but I also work in that as my day job.
Your day job is as a
social worker.
You're a social worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Now, how long have you known Galen?
Oh God.
Well, we've owned the business for 8 years.
Yeah.
The business and when you're for your pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to that, your mom had that.
Yeah.
And Galen has been an amazing support for the LGBTQ plus community in this city ever since the get-go. You and your mom.
Yeah.
Always willing to donate prizes and
Always.
do sponsorships for events and stuff. And you are you not one of the sort of sponsors, promoters for?
Yeah.
She is. She always has been, actually.
Yeah, and we've got some fun giveaways. We have our crowd throwaways. We've got the door prize going in.
I've done sorry.
No.
We did I was just thinking about the time we did the sex toy bingo.
Yes, I still do. They still come to me. Yeah.
How did I miss that one?
They do it every year. Yeah, and they always come to Amore to get their prizes.
Under the okay. So I want to know why you're retiring the character of Gia and stepping away from drag.
Because I just want to maybe just try different directions with it. It's not that I will completely stop.
Right.
I just, I've been cast in a film.
You've been cast in a film now.
Yeah, so,
Out west?
yeah, I can't really say the name.
Okay, it's under wraps.
So, but, I would like to try and maybe do some theaters.
Right.
Some live theater.
You know, Bobby, when I started with Lacage, because I started in musical theater, and then I switched to working with Lacage doing my Joan Rivers.
Right.
I used a different name for a long time. I went by Tim Roberts when I was at Lacage because I didn't want. I was still auditioning for shows, for theater, hopefully getting commercials, whatever. I never did score a commercial, but I was afraid that if I got labeled as being a drag queen, that I wouldn't get legitimate work.
Right.
So I went with Tim Roberts, which was ridiculous because as large as Toronto is, the theater community isn't that large, so everybody knew that I was doing drag at Lacage anyway, so it didn't really matter. However, I get that sometimes you do need to sort of put that career aside to focus on other things.
Absolutely, and I certainly won't completely stop. Like fundraising, I'm doing a couple of fundraisers in Regina, large ones.
Yes. Are we doing anything? Is this one a fundraiser at all, Bobby?
No, this one in particular.
This one is not particularly a fund. This is just a retirement party, a farewell to Gia.
Yeah.
And who's in the show with us? I'm there.
You're there.
To say.
Joan Rivers is going to be there, and I'm also going to sing a little something in drag in Act 2. You didn't know that yet, but I'm going to do a little live number in Act 2. Because it's the St. Patrick's Day theme.
Yes.
Irish bling.
Irish
What's the
bling.
tagline? Men.
Strong enough to be a man, but looks like a woman.
It's downstairs at the Canadian Nightclub.
Yeah.
This Saturday, the 16th of March.
Yep.
16th of March.
I think are they sold out yet?
They're getting there.
Who has? Do you still have tickets at the store?
No.
No more tickets at Amore.
No. So we're sending everybody to the Canadian, the front desk at the Canadian.
Front desk of the
That's where
Canadian
we're
is the
sending.
place to go.
Yeah.
Or if you were smart enough to enter the contest, we had a contest, Bobby.
Yes, we did.
Nice.
Yes, people had to go online and answer the skill testing question, which was, what is the actor's name who created the character of Gia Diamond?
Oh.
And everybody answered Bobby Hughes. They got it right. And that's the name Lisa Flamia.
Oh, Lisa Flammy.
Do you know Lisa?
I do. Congratulations, Lisa.
Lisa has won 2 tickets to the show.
Yay. So those will be at Amore West. if that's easier. If
Cora
not,
Road and Douglas.
Cora and Douglas, yeah. So come and pick them up, obviously before 8 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah.
Congratulations, Lisa.
Yay,
we'll
that's
also
fantastic.
give her a phone call. So, let me talk about who's in the show besides me and you.
So there is Sydney Chablis.
Sydney Chablis, and where does she come from?
Yeah, downstate.
Downstate, out in Michigan?
Yeah,
Okay.
there is April Evangelista.
So funny.
So funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
So
is Sydney.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you have a drag king?
Yes, we have Teddy, who is from Detroit area.
If you haven't seen Drag Kings, you're gonna freak out. You gotta come. Well, I hope you get some of the last tickets of the Canadian. So Bobby Hughes, we're gonna miss you, man.
Oh, thank you.
Come back to
Thank
visit
you,
again,
for
and
sure.
you know, anytime you need to borrow a gown, you're in my closet. And
I might have to sew 3 together, but
and you know what they say: old queens never die; they just wear lower heels.
this is very, very true.
Thanks for your support,
Yes,
Galen.
thank
course.
you.
And we'll be back with Luann after this. Welcome back, Luann. Bobby Hughes is the sweetest man. Isn't he nice?
He's so lovely.
Can you imagine
My
that big 6 foot whatever turns into a glamazon known as Gia Diamond?
A glamazon. I love that.
Yeah.
A glamazon.
Oh, now, CPP.
Yes.
We already know that there's scary things with the Canada Pension Plan saying, is there going to be enough money for
Right,
people when
for
they
when we
actually...
retire. That's why I'm retiring tomorrow.
Yeah, is there good because they say that there may not be enough money in the system to support all of us. It gets worse. So in 2009, our fabulous government installed a computer system that manages CPP payments.
Right.
And there was an IT glitch, Luann.
Oopsie.
There was about $66 million that was overpaid to people. And because of the IT glitch, they couldn't track them down. They couldn't identify who those people were. They couldn't find them. I don't know. So whatever the problem was, 10 years later, they fixed it. And now 15,000 people are on the hook to repay the $66 million they got overpaid in CPP.
That's not fair at all. That's not their
Now,
problem.
they can't even audit you after 7 years. Like,
Right.
after 7 years of income
And these
tax.
are people who are on fixed incomes. Are they expecting that they're just going to say, yeah, here's all your money back?
Well, you know what? Not even necessarily, because what about it? What if it's someone like me? And maybe I got, overpayments, that's right.
Right.
I got paid too.
No,
So,
you didn't
know,
get, yeah, so it's all the retired people, from what I understand.
And some of them, $5,000 is like the average.
Right.
But even still, if you came and knocked on my door right now and said, sorry, you owe us $5,000, I'd be like, okay, so
Where are you going to live till I get
I
it
have
to you?
some snow.
Yeah.
And up to
Wow.
$25,000 in some cases.
That's shameful. You know what? That's not on
That's
them.
the government's fault.
Absolutely. I
You
don't believe
paid
that's
them
on
too
them.
much. You couldn't get it back. You screwed up IT systems. Boy, oh boy, I'll
Got
tell
to pay
you.
attention. And that's like all the federal employees who didn't get paid or got overpaid or didn't get their holidays or got underpaid and with the another computer system for
Alex
like
just hold up his coffee
forever.
cup. Overpaid?
Like it's just like what? You know?
Yeah.
But on a much larger scale. Jay Leno.
What happened to
did an
Jay Leno? He's
interview.
retired.
Yeah, he did an interview in Sweden, I believe.
Oh.
And he talked about, of course, he's asked all the time, do you miss the show? And he said, you know what? I don't miss it. And he explained that when he was a late night show host,
Yes.
he could make a joke and then the president with a hooker. Well, he said now the president is with a hooker. So, and he said people know so much now that he said it's too big. It's too, like, it would be so much more difficult now
write the material?
to do it. Yeah. So he said, and so he made a couple of comments like that about Trump. So Trump responded
What, to Jay Leno?
on Twitter, first called him out saying it was Fox News, and it wasn't Fox News, it was another network, and said, you know what, he and all the other late night show hosts just are out to get me. He's such good material.
David, he writes his own.
Right?
All you have to do is show a clip of. You don't have to write anything funny. Just show a clip of him, and the audience will laugh. Because he's a walking joke.
Yeah, but imagine Jay Leno.
Look at Jay.
I bet you.
Look at Jay. Looks very different.
Doesn't he?
Snow White.
Yeah,
now,
I like his
right?
hair. I do. I like the red hair. I mean the white hair,
He
sorry.
looks like Terry Sheehan.
Yes, doesn't he? He does. He looks like Terry Sheehan, except Terry's handsomer.
That's
Handsomer.
true. Handsomer.
Handsomer, more handsome.
And has a smaller chin.
Yes, much smaller. Jay's chin, as he gets older, it's just going to be down to his knees.
Hey, our buddy Craig Huckerby is so sick. He's at home right now,
Yes.
and Craig is normally the one who loads all of the news up and gets everything ready. Do we have a news broadcast today, Luann?
Well, I'm hearing that we have a news broadcast today.
Well, that would be
that's
coming up
wonderful.
next.
That's coming up next, so please stay tuned for that.
So recently in the news, Cardinal Pell,
Yes.
one of the highest ranked members of the Catholic Church, way up in the Catholic Church.
Cardinal.
He's a cardinal. He is the highest ranked so far to be accused and now convicted of pedophilia.
He was actually convicted.
6 years he's received in jail.
Is that the first? It feels like
He's the highest ranked so far.
My goodness.
In that, yes.
No, you know what? I know that he's not the first because the churches
You're-
that I attended, some of the priests, a priest is in jail now.
Right.
Yes.
So anyway, I guess on Saturday Night Live, what's his name? Chris? Who dated Ariana Grande?
Peter
Peterson.
Davidson? Pete Davidson?
What? Pete. Him.
Peterson?
Pete.
No, Pete.
Pete Davidson.
His name's Pete.
Him. Anyway, the guy that Ariana Grande broke up with.
Yeah.
He did a thing on the fake news that they do
Yes.
Anyway, on Saturday Night Live, Pete Davidson, that's his name, he made some sort of a joke about the Catholic Church being kind of like R. Kelly.
Ooh.
And the Catholic Church is freaking out, and they're saying, we demand an apology from Saturday Night Live and Pete Davidson for saying this. And basically, Saturday Night Live is saying, are you kidding me right now?
Seriously?
You want to take a look at your record, Catholic Church,
Yeah.
for the abuses?
How
that
long's
you've
it been?
How many more people has the Catholic Church abused than R. Kelly? Oh, there he is.
He's only one man, but still.
Yeah. So, anyway, I don't think that apology is forthcoming.
No, I don't. You know what? It's like, how could you possibly? As if the church is in any position to demand that of anyone.
Right.
How about they start apologizing first?
So that's Rome, is the Vatican and the Catholic Church. Go down to the tip of the boot to get to Sicily.
The tip of the boot.
The tip of the boot is Sicily. So there really is a Sicilian mob.
Still?
If I say there's mafia, do I get in trouble?
Yes.
I've heard, really?
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
they-
it's here in the Sioux, eh?
And they say that it doesn't, but people say that there's no such thing. But there is. Obviously
do say that.
Because
People do
someone
say
just
that.
someone just got hit.
Really?
It's the first time since 1985 that a mob boss has been executed.
And he was,
In the driveway of his home.
oh, that's like so old-fashioned.
Staten Island. So his name is Francesco Cali, C-A-L-I.
I bet everybody in the car had fedoras on and machine guns.
He was the head of the Gambino. We've heard of the Gambino.
The Gambinos?
The head of the Gambino crime family was shot outside of his Staten Island home, and he
Holy
died in hospital of
moly.
his gunshot wounds. I used to work for somebody who was kind of related to that.
What?
When I did an evening at Lacage in Las Vegas, not in Miami rather, in Miami Beach, one of the investors, her name was Sarah Pagano, all right? Sarah Pagano. And her husband, look it up, Danny Pagano, racketeering, was in from New York, I forget the name, it was Rockland County, New York. Danny Pagano was in jail for racketeering.
Is he still alive?
Of course. Am I in trouble now?
I'm thinking.
Oh, shoot!
I'm thinking.
Oh, I better stop talking. Anyway, he had a girlfriend, and see, you can't divorce the mob.
Oh.
So instead of divorcing his wife, he just made her happy by giving her money to invest in stuff and do things.
Sounds
and she's
awesome.
Like, I want to be in show business. So Danny Pagano gave Sarah Pagano some money, and she invested in Lacage in Miami Beach. So there was a little bit of mob money in the show.
Wow, money's money after all.
I know.
You have more coming up in our next interview, so please stay with us. Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and joining me live in the studio now, I have Emily and Darren. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Now, you're both from Algoma University.
Yes.
Sort of a staff member and a student.
Yes.
And you are staff.
Yes.
Darren, tell me the title of your position.
So at Algoma University, I'm the Student Success Advisor, one of 3 Student Success Advisors. So I work with the Student Success Central and do some advising and work with the mental health and the other initiatives at the university.
As well. You are a graduate.
Yes.
Now in your 5th year, and you've taken an internship.
Yes, I have.
So do you work under, like, for Darren?
Yes, I do, actually, yep.
For with, kind of, sort of?
Yes.
All right. So, also in student success, but you are responsible for bringing Jack.org to Algoma University, is
Yes,
that
I
correct?
am. Yes.
Pretty impressive there, Emily Faubert.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the background of what Jack.org is and what it does.
Yeah, for sure. So Jack.org is actually a national organization, a charity that is responsible for training and empowering youth to sort of bring the mental health, I guess you could call it a conversation, to the table.
Okay, so you say training. Are there actual, like, manuals and stuff? Is there sort of does Jack.org offer resources that you could use then to work with the youth?
Yes, definitely. So they actually have 3 nationally recognized programs.
Oh.
So they do summits, they have Jack Talks, and they also have the chapter program, which is what we have at Algoma
So
University.
you're a chapter of Jack.org now?
Yes.
How long has this been around now, Darren? Jack.org at Algoma U?
We initiated this in
September, actually.
So
Oh, so just this year?
yeah, it's just in its infancy at this point.
There's a lot of really student-focused initiatives going on at Algoma now. Is this something that I know them? Ozma Vesna, I'm fortunate enough to call her a friend.
Right.
I think she's done some remarkable work since she took the
absolutely.
position as president of the university.
Yeah.
Is this something that Ozma has really been promoting, that the students have a say in what goes on at the university?
Absolutely, definitely. So there's many amazing things happening at the university. I know it's been in the media a lot with our enrollment, and just the services have been increasing and improving overall. So just speaking from the student success standpoint and Student Success Central, we've basically brought all of our student services into a central hub now. So we offer student account, mental health, mental well-being, Jack.org, and all areas of the student service just into one central location. So it's much more efficient, and ultimately we are offering a much better service to the students. So I think you can see this across the board with our with student enrollment and student engagement at the university.
Student engagement and youth engagement. So the definition of youth engagement, there's several definitions and there's several levels of youth engagement, and the highest one to achieve, I believe, as far as when you're talking in social studies sort of thing, is something that is youth driven and youth led. Is that, would you consider Jack.org that?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's very much so student-focused, student-based, and it's just completely youth-led. I actually had the opportunity to go to the National Summit in Toronto, I believe 2 weeks ago now, and it's completely amazing, the amount of work that students do for this chapter and for the organization as a whole. It's just incredible, the amount of student involvement and student leadership as a part of it.
Let me ask you then, what does Jack.org bring to Algoma U that it didn't previously have? What is unique about Jack.org?
So I think what's unique about Jack.org is the fact that it's very student-led and it's a student voice.
Okay.
So whereas we as a part of student success can speak to students and say these services are available to you, they're accessible, come access them, come talk about them. As much as we can push that, it's something completely different for students to come forward and say, this is our movement, this is our voice, this is what we want, and this is what we expect to see.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of other, I mean, we know Canadian Mental Health Association, very involved with the university.
Yeah.
Other agencies, local agencies about health and wellness are very involved with the students, right, and student services. But this is very separate. This is internal. It's youth-led, youth-driven, and it's centric to Algoma University. Yes. Does the program allow for that, to modify it, to make it really sort of a local thing and individualize it?
Yeah, definitely. So what we have as a part of our initiatives is a post-initiative report. And what that involves is just reflecting on how the initiative impacted the community as a whole. So they specifically asked the question, how has this changed your community? And how has this sort of impacted the people surrounding you? So definitely individualized in terms of what we can bring forward in terms of initiatives, but also in terms of what we can do for the community.
Right on. You were talking about some of the other things going on at the university, getting ready for exams. Is there a stress? What is it called?
Sure, Stress Less Fest. is
Stress
happening
Less
at the
Fest.
End of the month, yeah. So again, there's a number of great initiatives happening at the university. We have Stress Less Fest coming up at the end of the month. So again, just to help the students alleviate some of that stress before exams.
And Stress Less, it's a fest, so I'm guessing that that itself is a bunch of different events and goings on.
Exactly.
You say you're bringing in some animals?
Yeah, so there's going to be, we have a group we work with, dogs. They're going to be bringing in some of our canine
For
friends.
stress release.
Exactly.
You know, I was at a student-led thing, and it was the dogs were there, and so many students who had to leave home and leave pets behind. They miss their dogs. It's nice to have that contact.
For
and they
sure.
do say that 10 minutes you spend with a dog is like, it's like therapy for sure. They're therapy dogs.
Yeah.
That's what they are, right? But let's talk more about the Jack.org, because you have a summit coming up at the university. Talk about the end of the month, March 30th.
Yes.
Oh, there, the poster's on the screen right now for our audience to see. Tell me about this. What's going to be going on at this summit?
So pretty much the summit is going to be a day full of talks and workshops that students can look forward to, all surrounding mental health and mental health advocacy. So how you can get involved, how you can be an advocate within our community. So ranging from movement in mental health all the way to how you can make a plan to bring back to your institution and sort of implement a mental health initiative.
Is this strictly for Algoma U students, or can anybody attend this?
So it's actually open to all post-secondary students across Northern Ontario, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Do you have people coming from out of town? Do you know yet?
Yes, so we actually have a couple people registered from, I believe, Lakehead University.
They're coming from Thunder Bay?
Yes, so quite a ways, but we're looking to have as many people as we can from all over.
Is March 30th, is that any kind of a break for the universities, or is that just a regular, I mean, you're not in a reading week or anything there, are you? That people could come from away?
I don't believe
come
so,
from
no.
away. Okay, so how do they register?
So you can register online at www.algomau.ca/Jack Summit.
Okay.
Or you can just search Jack Summit on the Algoma U website.
Fantastic. And again, the date is March the 30th.
Yep, from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock p.m.
Oh, that's a full day.
It is a full
Do
day.
they get food or anything?
They do free food, chance at prizes, all
Is there
that
a
fun
cost to
stuff.
register?
There is. It's completely free.
Shut up. You get a whole free workshop on mental health, youth engagement, student stress reduction, all that kind of stuff, and a meal and snack. You get snacks. Emily, congratulations.
Thank you so
You must
much.
be very proud to have her working with you there, Darren.
Absolute pleasure, for sure.
You're a great role model, you. All right, and please give my best to Ozma.
Will do.
Thanks
Will
for
do.
joining us here today, and we'll be back to say goodbye with Luann right after this.
Thank you so much for joining us. And tomorrow's Friday, so join us then too, because we're going to have way more fun. We had fun
if that's
today.
possible.
Yeah, right? You had such a good show today.
Well, it's nice to see friends again,
Yeah,
and then
right.
also to meet new people like that.
Right.
Emily Faubert, what a
Oh my gosh, what a great influence.
People these days, kids. Oh, you kids. Algoma University, I love it.
You know, like they are
Times have
doing
changed.
such amazing work. Remember in the day when my kids even were young, it was not cool to stay home and go to university.
And now
My son came back home to go to university. Algoma U, you
top
rock.
of the heap. And Sioux College too.
Absolutely.
We
Thank
love
you
you,
to
Sault
both
Ste.
of you.
Marie. We'll see you tomorrow.